Hey, I'm Fucci and welcome to Tiny Kitchen Big Taste. We are in the middle of cocktail month here in the TK where we are mixing up some of the most popular cocktails out there so that you can easily make them at home. Today we're getting a little nostalgic. We're making an old-fashioned. You know, some people call me old-fashioned. And by that, if they mean ruggedly handsome, good-looking, and charming, well, I mean, what can I say? Whoopsie! I'm okay. So bring it. So what you're gonna need is bourbon whiskey or rye whiskey, water, Angostura bitters, sugar cubes, an orange, and ice. You'll also need your favorite rocks glass, a jigger, vegetable peeler, and a spoon. Classic cocktails are definitely making a comeback, and this one goes way back to the 1800s. These days in the bars, you see a lot of fancy stuff with a little eyedropper of this and a shaving of that, and a little spritz of this, which is totally cool. But nothing beats a classic. Sort of like Frank Sinatra will never go out of style, neither will the old-fashioned, despite its name. Now, this is a fantastic drink that highlights the great taste of whiskey, and it couldn't be easier to make. You just grab yourself a rocks glass. Now, a rocks glass is a round glass that has a nice thick bottom, and to that we will add 1 sugar cube. If you can't find sugar cubes at the store, just grab yourself regular sugar and add 1 teaspoon. To that, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of water and a couple shakes of Angostura bitters. We'll give it a little bit of a stir just to dissolve the sugar. Now, Angostura bitters, also known as the bartender's salt, it was created way back in 1824, so it's also kind of a classic of its own. It brings like a nice spiciness to the drink. Kind of reminds me of chai tea, sort of that cardamom, ginger, clove flavoring. I think it balances great with the whiskey. Now, as this is almost completely dissolved, we're gonna run and grab some ice cubes. I make my own ice for drinks because I think they look a lot better than those horrible little crescent ones that are automatically made in my freezer. Next, we're gonna add our whiskey. We've got a couple of different options here. It's completely up to you. We've got bourbon whiskey and rye whiskey. What's the difference? Well, bourbon whiskey is made out of corn, so it tends to be a little bit sweeter, a little bit more full-bodied, and rye whiskey is made out of, yep, you guessed it, rye, and it tends to be a little bit drier, a little bit spicier, so really whatever your preference. This one's already open, so we're gonna use the bourbon today, so I'm gonna put a couple of ounces of bourbon into our drink. 1, 2, Now we're gonna stir it, let some of the ice melt into the drink, and that'll help to dilute the whiskey just a touch. Now, depending on how strong you like your whiskey, you can serve it right like this. I actually like to throw a few more cubes in there. I think it looks a little nicer, and I also like it a little bit more watered down. And then to finish this off, could not be easier. We just grab an orange here and our vegetable peeler, and we'll just take a nice long strip of zest here. I'm going to squeeze that on top of the drink, get some of the oils into the drink. I like to rub it right around the rim. We'll stick it right in there. Check this out. Go get the recipe for this. It's available on our website. You can also check us out at Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. And when you try this recipe, please let us know about it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Until next time, I'm Fucci reminding you that if I can make an old-fashioned in a kitchen this tiny, you can make it in yours. We'll see you next time on Tiny Kitchen Big Taste. Classic. It features whiskey as its primary contender. I don't know what that meant.